Hi everyone, we are the Enlightened Ones of Wisdom, and we are all tarot readers and healers of some type or another. And I'm Ali, and today I've got with me the lovely Barbara, the lovely Kyla, and the lovely Lynn, who's hiding behind the bowl. Ladies, how are you all doing? How's January treating you so far? I'm going to start with Lynn, who's hiding.
Haha.
Uh,
So far so good. Just waiting for more exposures.
you're snowy, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm so jealous. So
And it's
jealous.
going to be very, very cold in the morning.
Yeah, so at the moment we're on, so I'm in Hong Kong and I'm on the 17th of January, and these guys are in US and Canada, and it's the 16th of January. And because the things that we're going to talk about today will be quite time specific. So that's 2024, by the way. And to know what date it is today. Kyla, how are you doing? Are you snowy?
I'm good, thank you. Yes, there's quite a bit of snow outside. A little chilly today.
Send me some.
Quite chilly.
Send me some.
Yeah, you can have them, have it
How
all.
how cold is it? I'm coming. How cold is it?
I believe it's about like -8 or something. I'm not quite sure.
-8 Celsius or
This is
Fahrenheit?
Celsius. Celsius, yeah.
All right, okay, so it's not too bad.
Not too bad.
But Bob, are you missing the snow?
Who, me or Kyla?
Yeah, you, Bob. Are you missing the snow?
Oh, no. It's warm. It's hot down here in Florida. It's 80 degrees outside and humid.
But
Look at
are
me.
you
Look at
missing
my
it?
dress.
Do
Look.
do
Huh?
do you miss the snow?
I do. I do. Because when
Yeah.
I used to live in Europe, I used to snow over there, and I used to enjoy that. And when I was a child in Jersey City, it snowed. So, I like the snow. I don't have anything against the snow. I love the snow, yeah. But I love the
Yeah,
heat
it's
though.
fun.
I prefer to have the heat.
Yeah, yeah. So
The heat,
today,
the heat is
hey,
on. You remember that song? The heat is on. Remember
I
that?
do. Who sang that?
I think that was one of the Eagles. What was his name? One of the
Yeah,
Eagles, the main guy in the Eagles.
yeah, the dude that went on his own. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, him. I
Henley.
liked it.
Don Henley.
Yeah, Don Henley. Yeah, I really
Oh
liked The
no, the
Voice of
other
Summer.
was that Don Henley? Was that Don Henley? That was probably Henley
I
sing.
have no
Yeah.
idea. I have no idea. So today, this is what we're going to be doing in our show. We're going to be pulling cards about the New York tunnels. Now, many have been sharing some information on the back channels, and also there's been some mainstream media stuff happening about what's been going on tunnels or in the tunnels under the New York synagogue. So we're going to have a little dig around there, and also we'll be talking a little more about what happened in the Miami Mall a couple of weeks ago, was it? And then we're going to be talking about in Aquarius. So this is a real big astrological happening that will be happening this week, and lovely Lynn will be talking about that. But before we get into the readings, I'd also like you to like, share, and subscribe if you like our content. And if any of our readings resonate with you at all, you can seek out a reading from us individually, and all our details are below as well. So before we get into all of the readings, we're going to clear our energy, make sure our energy is lovely. So we're going to be looking into those nasty tunnels, and courtesy of Lynn and Kyla, we're going to be clearing some energy. So over to you, ladies.
So hello everybody, and we want to thank you so much for being here today. We ask our higher selves, godly source energy, our personal angels and spirit guides to be with us as we move into the tarot part of the show. Everything else must leave now. We invite godly white light energy of the highest frequency into our space to cleanse and to clear and make visible the way forward for us and all of our viewers. Over to you, Lynn.
Okay, ladies, back to you.
Thanks, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Kyla. So first pull we're going to do today is about the New York tunnels, and what actually is going on there. So just a little bit of background on this. Under a Jewish synagogue in New York, there was some tunnels that were found, and there was videos of people breaking through. There was some sketchy kind of videos of actually people going through the tunnels, and there was a stained mattress, and I think they were kind of saying that there were children under there, but it's all a little bit kind of sketchy. So as many know, there are deep underground military bases all around the world that have been cleared out. And what we think has been happening is that there's been child and human trafficking going on inside these tunnels. Hopefully this will be all right on YouTube. And so let's have a little dig around in what's really been going on in these New York tunnels. First of all, let's take an overview, and Lynn's going to pull first of all on these tunnels because she's a New Yorker.
Former.
Former New Yorker. So that's my accent for you, and that's enough for today. And so Lynn, let's do an overview on
can I say something?
What's really going on? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Before she pulls on it, and I think I told you all this, but I told you, I think I told you all this before, that when I used to live in Jersey as a kid, as a child, we were living in a house, I think it was Jersey City. And I think when our parents bought the house, we actually found a tunnel that went from like the kitchen, you had to go down and to the basement. And then from our basement, there was a tunnel that went to the Jewish synagogue next door. And they cemented it all in afterwards. So I actually know that there was some type of tunnel. We had no idea. I mean, we still don't know what it is, but I guess by pulling it on today, we'll get a kind of like a little idea. So it does exist,
Yeah,
and obviously
thanks for
many of them.
Yeah,
and probably not just in those areas.
Okay, so how do we want to specifically phrase this question? For this particular set of tunnels, or
maybe the new underground in New York, maybe.
Yeah.
all right,
Well,
so
actually, the tunnels that they're showing us on TV. If you want to ask about those, the tunnels that they're actually showing us on TV.
Specific, yeah. That specific one, maybe what was the intended use for it? What was it being used for?
What were they being used for? The tunnels that we're seeing on TV, what were they being used for?
what were the tunnels that they just recently discovered at the synagogue in New York City being used for?
Yeah. We'll see what the universe has to say about that.
Okay.
We'll see what the universe wants us to know about the usage.
Hope you've smudged, Lynn.
Oh, yeah, I smudged everything before we even got started.
And I
And
think
we'll
we'll
be
need to
smudging
smudge
after.
Hope you've triple smudged.
Well, depending on what we find in these cards, you might have to smudge afterwards. And by the way, I don't know if YouTube lets us use those words. I guess if we say them one time, I mean, I don't know what the rules are with so I guess we can call it CT. I mean, like a code, because if we keep saying it, maybe they'll whenever people do see the video, if they catch it. What do you think about that, Ally? CT?
Sorry, what? E.T.
No, CT as in C as in child, and T like when you're in the car and there's a lot of cars and you can't get, there's a lot of cars and stuff, like T as in you get stuck.
Yeah.
So, because we don't know if YouTube kind of allows those type of, I haven't looked it up.
Yeah.
Yes, I looked it up.
I don't know.
I guess we can talk and
I think the moving around of the young ones.
I like that.
All right,
I
give me
like-
a second and I will screen share and we can go over. We'll go over the deck. Screen share.
I like your white jacket, Kaila.
Oh, thank you. It's a bit chilly today, so I tried to cover up a bit more.
I like it.
Nice and elegant.
I know this
Okay,
is
and I have-
not used this in quite a while.
I have the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck that I did not take a picture of. Nine of Pentacles. A lot
Okay,
of
so our question was, what were those tunnels that they're showing us on TV? What were they actually used for?
Mm-hmm.
So we have the Nine of Pentacles. So who wants to go? You want to take a shot at it, Lynn? Who wants to?
I'm tending to think that this might just be more recent exposure, that they were already taken care of. Because we got the Justice and the Emperor card there. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this isn't, especially with the Magician and the Ace of Cups, I'm wondering if this, I'm not really seeing children cards, but it doesn't mean they weren't
No.
there.
So you're saying that it's old?
I'm saying that it may just be some of the parts of the reveal to have the norm start waking up the normies. What are you guys getting?
That's, yeah, I get that too, because you got the Seven of Cups in the near future, which is the illusion card, isn't it?
Typically. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I get, yeah, because there's no devils there. There's no real nefarious cards, are there?
No, which tells me they've been kind of cleaned up, I think.
You know, it could be read in a couple of ways. I mean, you know, it looks like I don't see any bad cards, but the tunnels come out as the Nine of Pentacles, which is wealth, independence, abundance. So it's like those tunnels represent wealth, independence, abundance. Like, well, what were they also hiding gold down there? Maybe. I mean,
Could
I
have
don't know.
been. Could have been.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where in New York City they were, if that was in any major banking industry or anything area or jewelry area. It certainly could have. It could have a lot to do with that.
But it looks like something has been confiscated because it has a justice card in the middle. Seven of Wands under the the Seven of Wands under the Nine of Pentacles looks like that there was a certain type of, the Seven of Wands for me is like defensive energy. I mean, not with that image on these, but on the Rider-Waite cards, the Seven of Wands is kind of the defensive energy, stand up for fighting for something, and it's under the Nine of Pentacles. So it looks like they might have had to kind of fight a little bit to clear them out. And then you have the Emperor right across that's aspecting with the Seven of Wands, the Emperor. So you had some type of leader, a leader figure that was actually leading them or fighting with them to kind of get this thing done. What do you think, Kaila?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you all. The Nine of Pentacles, as you were talking, the only extra thing that came to me was is it like a sign of like a freedom card too?
It could be read like that too, yeah.
Yeah, so and with the Nine of Cups in the past, like Lynn was saying, and the Justice card just below, I believe there's some sort of karmic balance that happened. And I feel like with the Seven of Cups in the outcome, is some sort of smoke and mirrors, and the Magician card and the Ace of Cups is some sort of creative show or creative reveal part of the movie to draw attention to the idea that there are tunnels, and it's like going to come out more and more that this is not just something new. It's been happening all along, and what is their intended purpose, because that whole scuffle and all of that, it was so dramatic, right? It caught everybody's attention. So I don't get that.
Was it on the mainstream as well? I think it was, right? Yeah. What I'm really feeling is
sorry, Ali.
Sorry, go on.
Ahead. Oh no, I just wanted to add, I'm not getting any like devious card per se as like the intention of this specific one. As far as I understand, I think it was being built like within the last 6 months or something like that, and the neighbors started hearing like voices through their walls or in their house. So I feel like either they haven't had time to use it yet, or maybe they weren't maybe doing anything nefarious that much yet. But this is part of the movie because there's these young guys in the synagogue, and they are fighting with the police because the police are trying to cover the tunnels, and it's a huge show, right? So I think it's drawing a lot of attention to this whole topic.
Yeah, what I feel is it's like a sign, because it's on the mainstream. It's like a sign to the masses that the tunnels are empty now, and it's like because they had that stained mattress, and it was like indications that there'd been children there, but the children aren't there anymore. So it's basically just saying, look, they're empty now. So yeah, that's kind of what it feels like to me with these cards, and the fact that it was on mainstream and everything.
It's kind of almost like it's a soft exposure to get people used to tunnels before they start really finding out about the bad ones,
Totally, Lynn. Yeah.
That's what I get too. And plus with the nine of cups in the past, the nine of cups that it already happened, the nine of cups, something that has to do with the nine of cups has already happened before they showed it on TV. So it looks like they were already kind of like happy and content with what they had done with those tunnels.
Look at all the butterflies in that cup. There could be some metamorphosis going on with all of this.
And they're being released, right? So all those who, if you get my drift.
And the nine of cups is a wish fulfilled, isn't it? So the wish is that everybody is free from these tunnels. So yeah. Well, this is good news, right? If this is what is going on, this is real good news. Should we ask, are there still tunnels with children in them, or small people?
You'd probably have to, I mean, around the world, I mean, I guess. Go for it, Ally, pull it.
All right. So my question is, are there still tunnels with young ones in them?
It could be anybody. You've got your women that were, the pregnancy farms, I guess you'd call them. So
all that gorgeous stuff, right?
While you're pulling on that, Ally, I'm gonna pull really quick. We don't have to share the screen or anything. I'm gonna pull really quick to see what that tunnel was that in our house back in the day. What that tunnel for that led to that synagogue.
Yeah.
And I told you, it reminded me of that movie, The Watchers, on Netflix. I'm sure a lot of our viewers have seen that.
I have to see that. I've heard of it before, yeah.
Ally, you're going to take a picture and put it in the group so we can screen share?
Yeah, please. Okay. Yeah, please, mate.
You got it.
I'll make sure they're looking lovely.
Not just scattered all about.
My OCD kicks in.
I mean, did you want me to take a picture? I could just hold them up to the camera really quick if you want.
Just hold them up
and send them.
Or that.
Okay. I'll do
All
that.
Right, I've stuck that in the group, Lynn.
We'll start with Ally's.
All right, so, oh my God, the moon is just not straight, is it? There we go. Just random. Right. I get
Yes.
it's still a work in progress.
Mhm.
But we're getting there.
Yeah.
I
I think unfortunately they're
a little
still
bit more
finding new
time.
tunnels. Yeah.
Yeah, we need a little bit more time. Let me just pull a couple of. So my clarifiers are the Lovers and the 10 of Wands. So we're almost there. I think what I get with the Lovers card is that when the governments fall, which I think is going to be soon, then everything, because I feel that there's still evil people as part of the government which are facilitating all of this. That's what I get. My bottom card is the 10 of Cups. So it's around the corner. It's close. Yeah. Does anybody else get anything different from my
I
pull
love
here?
that pull, Ali. That's a really good pull. I think it's quite clear. I agree
Yeah.
with you. I'm wondering with that, is it the Eight of Cups in the past? Is it that like we're at 80% there? I'm not sure, but I feel like, as you said, with the bottom row there, there's a lot of good people. There's a strong foundation of good people working on this, and it's all in divine timing. And with that Five of Wands there, I think they've just hit like a little stumbling block, but it's a five, it's just temporary, and then things will just flow. So, and with those cards clarifiers you got and the card at the bottom of the deck, it's right there. And I agree with you. I think it has to do with the governments and when they fall. So let's see what happens. I think this is the year we're going to see the governments fall.
Yeah. With the Three
Yeah.
of Pentacles, I'm getting that there's probably three different entities, if you want to call them entities, working together to clear these out as well. And obviously with the
Yeah.
Page of Pentacles, you know, that screams that there's still little ones there hidden underneath the Eight of Cups too. So, yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Barbara, you got anything to add to this one?
Well, with that Temperance, I mean, yeah, they're still working on it, and with
Yep.
the Temperance is universal timing, so it's gonna take some time to finish that out.
Yep.
What I also kind of get from a more general kind of world perspective, especially with the governments, and I feel that what's happening in Germany and Europe right now with the farmers and everything, is that people are starting to understand that the governments do not work in our best interests. And as soon as everybody or the vast majority of people get that, and they work out that, I don't know, 200 people are in the government and we can't do what they say because what they are asking us to do is not good for us, not good for our health, not good for our wealth, not good for us at all, then everything flips. And I think we are so close to that. That's how it feels to me right now.
I agree.
This is my pull, and you can see that Three of Pentacles keeps coming up. And, you know, it was a church. So basically, this was the question, what was the tunnel in our house used for? The tunnel that was sealed up. And it was a tunnel that led to the church next to the parish hall next door. So that's the church right there. And where it said the nicest Lord, you know, this makes me feel that they've been kind of working on closing these up for a long time. I think they've been working on closing them up for a long time. And it had to do with females. You see the females and you see the Empress in the middle, the female mother figure type thing. So it could have had to do with, you know, young women having children, or, you know, that's kind of like pregnancy to me, you know. The Ten of Pentacles in the past, there was a lot of movement, a lot of people going through there that had to do with empresses, let's say, with females. And the Fool comes out like we had absolutely no idea. Like I told you earlier, we had no idea. We still don't know what, you know. So that's kind of like, that's us. We're the Fool. But at the same time, there was something really sad and hurtful that was going on in the church, which from the Three of Swords that I get. That's under the Three of Pentacles. that first card for, you know, people that don't know tarot yet. That's the church card right there. So it's like there was a lot of hurt that went on in those tunnels or in that church, unbeknownst to a lot of people, which is the Fool. And with that Two of Pentacles, you know, I get that it hurt some people and some people it didn't, because some people wanted to get it done. Some people wanted it. But I'm thinking that Knight of Swords is kind of like the white hats coming in and kind of like, what I'm really getting is that these tunnels have been opening and closing all over. They, you know, once they get busted, they close them up and seal them like ours was sealed. And then they open it up someplace else and they seal that one and open up. And I think they've been fighting for this for a very long time, because you see that the two clarifiers at the top, the extra clarifiers, the Seven of Cups, that's a lot of confusion, a lot of dysfunction. And the Hangman is kind of like held up. So it's still happening. It's still kind of like opening. That's what I'm getting. And then the Page of Wands on it was a card that was under the deck. So that gives me children right there.
Mm.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now with the Fool, there's some sort of vulnerability. The Empress, you know, some sort of motherly figure. Gives you the same idea of the little ones, maybe what was happening and maybe what was being allowed to happen by even, you know, family, maybe, unfortunately. And it's been happening for generations with, you know, the card in the past, the Ten of Pentacles. At least that's what I'm getting.
Do we want to do an extra, does someone want to actually maybe do an extra poll to see if the house that Barbara and her family lived in was actually involved in this, and that's why the walls were? Should we poll on that?
Okay, I can do
I'll
that.
let one of y'all do that. And by the way, the house was kind of haunted too. So, you know, and when I say haunted, I saw some weird stuff in there. We heard steps, you know, the people walking up the steps at night, and everything. I know, I have 5 brothers, and sometimes they play jokes on the other brothers and sisters, but sometimes they were sleeping, and there was no explanation of that. I mean, some scary stuff. We were scared out of our wits in that house. But you know, what could you do? You're children, and you have to just stay there.
Was there anything that you actually saw in that house, or was it just all? You saw what?
I saw a moving casket. Like I was in a room, and there you could see the other room. There's a door, like another room, another bedroom with no door in the middle. And I saw like this, what I felt, because I was just a small child, and I don't remember where I saw a casket before, but it passed by the door like this, like a big black thing just passed by. I was like, what? I jumped out of that bed so quick. I went to my big sister's room. It was scary. And I saw some other stuff too, like alien stuff, but you know, that's another video.
What's going on in that house, huh?
What didn't go on in that house?
Hmm.
By the way, the house is torn down. It's been torn down for years now, so they made a parking lot or something.
Good.
Kind of reminds me of that Amityville movie. Remember that horror movie, the Amityville?
Oh, that was so scary. That film haunted me. Oh my God, that film haunted me.
Especially the episode with the boy when he was going around and, you know, with the hurting family and stuff. That was crazy.
Oh, you got adrenochrome there. Woo!
We got 2 aces and the High Priestess below the deck.
How do we formulate this question?
Was the family who was living there in the past, when the tunnels were around, were they involved in whatever was happening with those tunnels?
Oh, okay. All right. Got the 3 of Cups. You know what's in those cups sometimes too, and that big old Ace cup too. So
definitely something was happening there, and they were involved, and maybe that's why the house has this bad energy left over.
Yeah, energy, and in that 5 of Wands, Wands, I get a lot of fighting, like fighting and just like angst and just war. And with the Three of Cups, I mean, it could be read of as that, you know, party substance liquid that they like to get from humans. Be read as that.
Means the Five of Wands could even mean what they did to get that, procure that too.
That's true. And
Oh, don't.
big ace in the middle too.
Yep.
And that Knight of Pentacles at the top that's part, you know, he's careful, he's practical. So in that house, they had to probably be really careful that the other neighbors didn't know what was going on in that house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
it just had to look like business as usual, right?
Yeah, kind of like that movie that I saw a few months ago. One of you all asked me if I saw that Jamie Foxx movie.
I did, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was Lynn. Who cloned Tyrone, that movie there?
Yep.
At a certain point, they went to a house somewhere, and it was like a regular house, you know, 2-story wooden house, and you walked in, and then it was completely something different on it. So that's probably what they were doing with our old house. And with that Ace of Cups, there was a lot of emotion involved with it. A lot of emotion with it. Yeah.
I feel lots of tears with that card. I feel like there was so many tears at this house, and that's why you were getting all that activity, Bob, because
and also with the world, right? Maybe somebody crossed over in that casket that you're seeing, suggesting that.
Could have been. And there's that Fool card again, you see?
And for those of you who don't know, Barb is very intuitive, and she sees things, she hears things, she's very connected to the spirit world. So this is not new for us.
I just saw something the other night. I woke up in the middle of the night and I looked at the ceiling. It's like, wake up, look at the ceiling. And I saw like two like poles, like a short pole, like two white poles with a cap on it, and they would cross like this, and they would go on. And as soon as I saw it, because as soon as I see it, it just disappears slowly, and it went right across the ceiling and just disappeared. I was like, what the heck? I mean, come on now. Why did they do this when I'm vulnerable? I'm sleeping. Why do they do it, you know, when I'm awake or something like that? Anyway, weird.
That's when they have your attention.
I saw something similar in bed a couple of weeks ago. It was like it was like an orb, but the orb was colorless. So it was the color of the air, but you could see that it was kind of moving inside it, and it was like this, but it was kind of coming towards me from the window, and then kind of going over my head. But I could see that it was more solid than the air, if you see what I mean. So you could see that it was kind of separate, almost like it was cloaked. And I just looked at it and thought, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? And it happened twice. It happened twice. It was just so weird. But I haven't had anything since. So yeah, interesting times.
That sounds really interesting.
We'll have to. I'm gonna write that down. We have to do a show on this stuff that we wake up and see.
Yeah.
And you know, why is it there? What's it there? Yeah.
The weird and wonderful stuff that's happened to us.
Oh yeah.
Especially when
it could be a long show.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially when we're sleeping, that's when they appear, and then when you slowly wake up, you know, I really got a story I have to tell. I probably told you all already, but that'd be another video, another show. I'm gonna write it down though.
All right, good work. All right, so let's go on and talk about the Miami Mall stuff. So on the back channels, there were apparently 8 to 10 foot beings seen in a Miami shopping mall. There was no videos of it. Apparently loads of police headed down there. Was it the FBI were there like really quickly?
There were videos.
Oh, the videos actually of the beings.
They weren't very clear,
because I've not seen any of those. Oh really?
TikTok.
Okay. So they're a little bit sketchy. Are they a little bit sketchy? The videos?
Yes.
Okay. So our question here is, what actually were they? Were they real? Were they projected? Barb, if you can pull on these as you're closest to them geographically. Yeah. And let's see what the universe wants to say about this. Yeah. let's see what the universe wants to say about these beings.
My neighbors, yeah. By the way, you know, my nephew was born and raised in Miami. He doesn't live in Miami, but he was born and raised in. He was there with his family. He pulled up and saw all these police cars, and they told him to, like, they almost ran over his car, and they told him, hey, you gotta leave, and he was wondering what the heck is going on. And he called me and he said, yeah, hey, that's Miami for you. I'm going back next weekend. I'm going back the next weekend. But anyway, so we want to know if those 10-foot beings, they were black shadows, and they were kind of like glitching. And every time they glitch, it looked like they move forward, and they would glitch again, and they would disappear and then move forward. And that was a crazy thing where everybody would get scared. So we want to know if it's a real, authentic something that came from somewhere that we don't understand, or if it was a holographic projection of a man-made holographic project. So let's see what we get. All right, I'm gonna take a picture. And I'm just gonna pull the bottom deck and a couple of clarifiers, right? All right, let's see. Just like that. And wait, hold on. Let me take a better picture, because otherwise it's hitting the computer as well. All right, here we go. It's in the group. So the first card is representing what those were, if they were something that came from somewhere that we don't understand, or if it was a holographic man-made projection. And that first card is like, we don't want to tell you. It's almost like it doesn't want to say anything. You know what I mean? Kind of like what Janine was getting. She was like, doesn't want to say, the cards don't want us to know. What do you all get from that very first card?
Yeah, same.
Yeah. And that 8 of Pentacles, which is the man working on the coins, for people that are also learning tarot, they're working on something that they don't want you to know about. In the past, which is the card at the which is the card at the top, the King of Wands. A lot of times that comes up as our trump card, comes up as our good military, working on it. Also, the King of Wands could mean a leader, or a charismatic artist or actor or something like that. But when we ask these types of questions, it usually comes up as our trump card. And the Page of Wands is that goes to show me it's like there's some type of enthusiasm, a beginning of a job, or enthusiasm. Let's just say enthusiasm.
It's almost a soft yes being on that first row too. Like, we don't want to tell you, but maybe sort of something.
Yeah.
But is it a soft yes for the holographic man-made image, or for the? Because we asked, what was it? Was it a holographic man-made thing, or was it something that we don't know what it came from? So whatever.
I don't think it would. Yeah, I don't think it wants to tell us, but it's basically saying you're on the right path. Your thinking is, your thinking is sort of there.
Yeah. And with the 7 of Wands, that gives me the defensive kind of fighting energy a little bit too. So whatever it was, they were kind of like fighting, and on the defensive about whatever those projected things or alien type interdimensional things were. They were kind of like fighting on defensive with it. The Knight of Pentacles gives me that they had to be really, really careful about it. And the Four of Wands is like they broke through. They made a breakthrough. They made a careful breakthrough that they had to fight for. And I guess they won. They won in Miami. And what else did I get? Those two at the
You
top.
got
Oh,
the
the Ten of
Emperor
Pentacles
and the
and
Ten of Pentacles. Yeah.
Yeah, what would you all say about the, you know, the Ten of Pentacles would in this question would represent a lot of people for me. In the Emperor, how would you read that in aspect of with that Ten of Pentacles?
The military fighting
Yeah.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the FBI showing up, or whoever it was that was trying to get everybody's
Yeah.
cell phones with video and stuff like that, it could be any of them too.
Kind of handling
Yeah.
the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how and kind of, how would you read that, Kyla, the Empress, the card that was on the bottom? Would it
Yeah,
have
that's what
anything?
I was trying to figure out. That would mean like I think it just adds to the idea of something being worked on, that, you know, to bring abundance, to change things. Would that represent a woman? Could there be possibly like what I'm getting with the Page of Wands is what they wanted us to believe, right? That it's a group of young kids that are fighting with sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I'm sort of getting that something greater was happening. And I do kind of get like this could probably be some sort of portal energy where something came into sight of you know, some people, some sort of fighting that was happening. And it could have had to do with the good military. I believe Janine got the same thing, and this is sort of what's coming to my head with these cards, that the good military was doing something, rounding up people. Maybe it was a woman involved with the Empress there, and this could have been something that came in to sort of distract people, whether it was intentional or not. But something was happening that was greater than what was seen.
Hey,
You know?
ladies,
What
remember
I also
that
get, sorry, go on.
the head, hang on, Ally, just remember the Empress all of a sudden reminded me, remember they're after a female reptilian. It could have been her, and maybe they were trying to get her.
That's what sort of came to my mind, like
Yeah.
somebody thereafter, and what was being shown was sort of a distraction.
Yeah.
But and there's a lot more involved. So yeah, but something way bigger was happening, and they don't really want us to know, not
Yeah.
yet.
What were you going to say, Allie?
What I also get with the Empress, because I kind of feel she's kind of Mother Nature and she's all about the earth and abundance and all that kind of thing. Maybe these guys came up from the earth. Maybe it's a inner earth kind of beings. Perhaps it's that. Don't know. Also with the King of Wands, he kind of has things kind of hidden under his cloak. So yeah, something a bit kind of fishy can happen with the King of Wands. So hence why they're pretending it's kids messing around with sticks when actually it was something a little bit more than that. And I also feel with the Eight of Pentacles that maybe we'll know a little bit more within 8 months. So they just need more time to do X in the background, and that's why we're getting the Two of Swords. So, you know, nothing is being released to us at the moment.
That makes sense, Allie. That makes sense. And it also makes sense that Kyla said that about the Page of Wands, what they want it to look like, that kid with a stick. And another thing, they were saying that they had and, you know, I'm really concerned about it because, you know, as you all know, I'm in Florida, and I'm, you know, in a strategic place where, you know, here in Florida. But it makes me think that a lot of people are saying that there was that portal. Remember that video with that globe of light that was kind of like glowing, and people started running like it was a portal or something like that. These things came up. The Four of Wands, a lot of times Janine says that's a portal, you know, like a breakthrough, like a portal. So maybe they even carefully came through that with that Knight of Pentacles. They came through that portal, and people wanted to fight them with the sticks. Who knows? I mean,
Mm.
anyway,
Yeah, but perhaps that is what happened. Yeah.
And with that
Yeah.
Two of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, just below the Knight of Pentacles is someone who's very careful. So it's asking us to hold up, be a bit careful with, they're being careful with this information. And the Page of Wands is, he just has one wand, right? So this is what they're trying to make it out to be, something small, just one stick. But below that, the outcome, there's way more sticks than what they're saying. So it's literally telling us it's way bigger than what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's definitely something to this, and it's not fake.
Yeah.
There's really something to it.
No.
And it doesn't want to say. It doesn't. The cards just don't want to say. I mean, it's. I guess it's not time. Just like you said, Ellie. Maybe we have to wait.
But one good thing is that we're not seeing like bad cards, right? So we're not seeing the devil. We're not seeing cards that suggest that it's something bad that's happening. It actually looks like it's something good that's happening, because the King of Wands suggest, and is it the Emperor at the back? They both suggest the good military, right? So whatever it is, it's for the benefit of all, and we just have to trust that it's just not our time to know yet.
Yeah. Those are good cards. And just something like that.
And just like what we had with the New York tunnels, you know, that was a soft disclosure. I feel this is kind of a soft disclosure that, you know, aliens are around and all that sort of thing. So we're going down that path.
Yeah, but like you said, it's a good thing, because we don't have any bad cards like the devil or the tower or something like that. And it's good to see that Emperor and the King of Wands, because that gives me comfort, like I'm being protected. You know, the Emperor is like a king and a leader, and someone that's confident, somebody that's structured, and then the King of Wands is somebody that's creative, and he thinks outside the box, and he can get us out of certain issues. So I'm glad to see those two cards.
Yeah, I feel like, don't worry, they've got this. That's kind of the feeling that I get from that as well.
Yep.
All right, guys. So let's move it on to the astrological happenings. So we've got Pluto moving into Aquarius on the 20th and 21st of this month, and then we've got the full moon later on in January as well. And so Lynn's our astrological expert.
I'm not an expert, Lynn, but I'm playing one on this video.
Well, you know more than me, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know a little bit more than we all do. So what would you say is the importance of Pluto moving into Aquarius and the upcoming full moon?
Okay, that Pluto is coming out of Capricorn, which is more business and career, where it's going to be moving into our house of Aquarius, which is our lovely little alley here. And, you know, friends and communication. And Pluto is going to be going back and forth. It's going to go retrograde back into Capricorn later on this year. But in the meantime, we have the full moon in Leo coming up on the 25th, just a couple of days, depending on where you are when Pluto comes in. And that's really going to be shining a lot of light on things that have been kept hidden from us. I think that's probably the biggest thing we have right now, especially if we include like Cliff High's Webbot data. So many other astrologers and tarot readers have all been pulling on something big coming up right around the Pluto moving into Aquarius and with the full moon.
So what else is kind of the bigger picture of Pluto going into Aquarius, and what can we kind of all expect? Because it will stay there. I mean, it'll be in Aquarius until September, right? And then it goes back into Capricorn for a few weeks, and then it's back into Aquarius full time for 20 years. So for some of us, you know, it'll be in Aquarius for the rest of our lives, unless we're re-aged or something, hopefully. So what do we feel, or what have others been saying about the impact of this moving from
a lot of technological
Capricorn into Aquarius?
Yeah, a lot of technology, hidden technologies are going to come out. There's going to be a lot of technological advances. I was just listening to someone, and he was even talking about, we have to keep an eye on the AI because we all know about the potential of an AI war, 1,000 years from now and stuff like that too. That this could even be the period where that AI is beginning, that's going to be in that war at some point too. So, and it's 20 years of keeping your eye on something. It's not it's not a fast mover. What was there? And also Mars is going to be out of bounds, which is going to be operating a little more uncontrollable, and Mars being war. So we could even potentially have the thoughts of a new war. They're trying to look what they're doing over in the Middle East right now. So even that could be coming out. But long term, it's a lot of the technological advances. I was listening to Pam Gregory, and she was talking about a lot of advances with health and stuff like that too. So
yeah,
social
I think,
media.
and from what I'm hearing as well is 2024 is the start of the new Earth, the start of a new age, the end, the beginning of the end of getting rid of all the moving into the age of collaboration, whereas Capricorn was all about competition, and now we're going into collaborating with each other, and perhaps like being global citizens rather than like I'm from Canada, or I'm from England, so being more collaborative
Global.
as an Earth, as Earth people,
I
which would be
believe the
amazing.
ages, though, that you're speaking of, we're actually coming out of Pisces and going into Aquarius as opposed to the planets. Yeah, that you're talking about the yugas and stuff like that. Yeah, because it's going to be that going into the age of Aquarius. I think is like it's a 2,000-year period, 2,500 years, something like that. The yugas are.
I get confused.
I know. It's close.
Yeah. All right, so Kaila's going to pull specifically, is there going to be something that comes up when Pluto transitions into Aquarius and the full moon over this? So we're looking at, so as I say, we're the 16th, 17th of Jan now, and Pluto goes into Aquarius 20th, 21st, depending on whereabouts you are in the world. So is there likely to be something happening, let's say in the next week, that we should be aware of, on what do the cards want to tell us?
We're starting with some good cards, the Three of Wands and the Ten of Cups. I'm just gonna send the picture across in a second.
Yeah, and I think what we've been hearing about this coming year is it's going to be up and down. There's going to be change, and to expect the unexpected, because we still got to boot out the bad stuff that's going on. So I think it's going to be good, bad, good, bad.
Yeah, and we need to make sure that we're staying steady in our peace and our hearts, and go out, find whatever grounds you, or whatever keeps
Got to
you
look
in
after yourself.
that good. Yeah, exactly. And everybody else that's going to need the help around it too. So
yeah. And I was listening to something, I can't remember this morning or yesterday, and it was basically saying you will be asked, your friends and your family, look, what's going on, what's happening, you will be the person that they turn to, because they're thinking, you crazy conspiracy theorists, oh, you've just got it right. So yeah, we, just as you say, Lynn, we need to keep ourselves rock solid, healthy, and our feet on the ground to help everybody else at the moment. Right, Kaila.
Yeah, so I think we have some good cards here. The first card that represents us is so this card pull was specifically about the next few days going into the 20th or thereabouts. Is there going to be some sort of exposure, something that we need to know, something that happens based on the astrology? So that period is represented by the Three of Wands, which suggests going into new territory. Then with regard to that exposure, there's the Ten of Cups. I think there's some sort of victory here. It could be some sort of reveal too, yes, and there's some movement with regard to revealing that facade that we've been living. And this is like a victory for us who already know these things. In the past, we did a lot of soul searching, a lot of things were happening. There's the moon right at the back. That past card is the Eight of Cups. That's the one at the very top. So we have, you can see the moon clearly there. So yes, with these transitions, we're going off again into new territory there. It's sort of suggesting moving away from some of those cups and going on a soul searching journey. There's some movement with the Chariot, which is in the middle. I think we're going to see things happening quicker now. So, and with the outcome, the Page of Wands, it's a soft yes. So whether there's going to be some sort of exposure or something that happens around that time, yes, and it's going to be something good. There's the Two of Cups, and there's would that represent something political? Probably. And with the Six of Wands, there's some sort of victory happening. So we have something to celebrate in the next few days or so. With the clarifiers, we have the King of Pentacles and we have the Ten of Wands. So that suggests an ending, but it's a good ending. Something is coming to light. Some abundance is beginning. Or how would you all read that King of Pentacles with that Ten of Wands? I think we're coming
Financial
in
system.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
financial system. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon it could be, but but the interesting thing is, I don't, the feeling I get from these cards is that, yeah, I feel that it's a ending of the financial system, but I don't see any bad cards. You know, it's almost like, yep, that's done, and we got this. Here you go. and
the bottom of the deck
automatically
is
everything is better.
right. In the bottom of the deck is the Strength card. So I think there's
Yeah.
something good happening. We're coming in at a position of power. So this is this position, whatever is happening with the astrology is bringing what we have been asking for, what we're needing, this change, this exposure and transition. Yeah.
These are lovely cards.
Yeah.
Kaila.
And another thing is that, we might not even see that on the internet or on the news. It might just be happening in the background. Well, it might just seem like a regular day. I don't think it's going to be like a big, gigantic event because we have that Page of Wands, which is kind of like to bring it down a little bit. If that Page of Wands were a King of Wands or a Queen of Wands or something like that, the event would be even bigger. But I think we'll probably just be just another day for us. But behind the scenes, somebody's making some agreements with those Two of Cups, those two people that are facing each other. There's making some agreements to make things happen in a successful way with that Six of Wands. So yeah, and it looks like the money system turning over. Yeah,
JC had a good interview. I didn't get to see it all with Bix and I can't Litecoin Lisa, and they had to cut it off and go to Rumble if people want to go look at that. But they were definitely talking about the financial system and everything's gonna, going back to the children and everything else. So that could be the reveal coming.
yeah, because the tens are ending. So
Yep.
tens are ending, so it could be the end of this financial system that we have, and we have two tens. So there's a 10 in the in the layout, and then a 10 as the clarifying. And then the Eight of Cups could be read as something kind of going away, walking away, so that could also be the old system too.
And I think it's really interesting you've got the strength card at the bottom, because with the strength card, she's got the infinity symbol above her head, which is the number 8. And numerologically, 2024 is the number 8. So I think that's a reminder for us to all be strong in this year. Whatever happens, we've got this. You know, that lion has been tamed already. We absolutely have it.
Yeah, that strength card also is it's something that you've earned. You've been working at it for a long time, and it's almost like,
Yeah,
you know, you've earned it. You've been working on it for a long time. So
Mhm.
that strength card is something that they've been working on for a long time. So it could be that financial.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Is there any more questions based upon this, or should we just go for Lynn's how to navigate the next couple of weeks, Paul?
Whatever you ladies like.
I think we can go for Lynn's poll.
Okay. All right. So this is Lynn always does a lovely pull for us every session that we have, and we do these recorded sessions every 2 weeks now. We do a variety of different subjects depending upon what's going on, and sometimes we'll have guests here as well. So this is from Lynn. Lynn pulled this yesterday. How to navigate the next 2 weeks, right, Lynn?
Right. Yep. Kaila's got
Okay.
a good write-up she started.
Oh,
She wants to start,
Jesus.
unless
Oh.
Barbara has anything, because Ally, we know you haven't had a chance to really look at
I
it.
haven't had a chance to have a look at it, but I'll just chime in as usual.
Yeah. Go.
Barbara,
Did you have
I'll
anything?
hand it over to Kaila.
Oh, you sure you don't want to say what you're getting to start with, or you're good?
I saw a little bit of your read up, and it was really inspirational. So I'm gonna let you take it.
Okay. Yeah. So, as usual, Lynn always gets these cards that always confirm the messages back at you. So I always start with the tarot cards, which are the ones just sort of in the middle, the 5 in the row. But then I was finding that the cards just above them was sort of just reinforcing each card just below it. So I just wrote it down because sometimes I forgot. So as the message came, I like to just, write. So what I got is, with the Star card and the Wheel of Fortune, we can breathe a sigh of relief because a wish is coming true. And I think this sort of falls in line with what we've been getting with that last pull we just did, right? So, and I think we all are just so happy that finally, after a few years of all this strife, we are feeling that relief, where there's reveals happening, there are changes expected. So what I see is things are shifting in our favor. With the 10 of Swords, we have come to the end of a difficult situation. This is not to say that we are where we want to be at in the world yet, but what I get from this message, and this message in particular, is for our soul development and growth. The sun brings enlightenment, shining a light on our past pain and ushering in a period of healing. The Animal Oracle card calls on us to find our superpower and exercise it. With the Star card, it symbolizes a time of coming into our own gifts. This is further emphasized with the cards saying Memories of Atlantis and Orion activation, which represents waking up more and more to what we really are and who we really are. Also, why are we here? Our purpose. The Orion activation card is a reminder that we have infinite star potential to make a difference in this world, and higher beings are here to help us. The Peace Gorilla card asks us to lead by example and take the higher path, even as things unfold. And things are going to be a bit up and down. It's not just going to be a smooth flow of change. The Druid card gives us advice of the near future, that as we see things unfold, especially through the chaos, to keep trusting that all is as it should be, Allow things to settle while holding your own space, so to speak. The dice to me show the infinite possibilities after a period of change and rebuilding, if we would only dare to believe. So that's the message that I got. If anybody wants to add anything.
That's beautiful.
Nice, Kaila.
That's beautiful. And the cards are really nice too.
Mm-hmm.
The star card, that's an Aquarius card, right, Lynn?
Yeah, I
Yes.
believe it is.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? And I also think so do you see that tower on the dice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's kind of
That's
a
what I
hint towards a
thought- I
tower
thought.
moment.
But it's not
Oh,
broken,
I-
right?
I figured that reminded me of 5D chest
Yeah, makes sense too.
because
Mhm.
it reminded me of isn't it the little knights or the rooks or whatever on a
The
chessboard?
little pawny things, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like the butterfly on the sun card for transformation and going with our activations. I can
Mhm.
pull.
What's
see.
that little, what's that on the bottom dice? What was that on the bottom dice?
It was like fireworks.
Ah, okay.
Ah.
Wow.
Ah, ha, ha,
Got it.
ha. So that
Maybe.
could be celebration,
Yes.
maybe.
Yes.
Celebration, maybe.
Mhm.
Mm.
I like that Ten of Swords card. It's so different from the it's less dramatic, it's more inspirational than the Rider-Waite.
And it, to me, it kind of, brings in the Atlantis and Orion, because it's like the lightning is bringing in the activations to us, you know?
Mm.
More inspirational, yeah. It's almost like
And
Christ-like, almost like Christ-like.
yeah,
Yes,
Mhm.
I thought the same
The
thing.
Christ consciousness. Yeah.
it's almost like bringing in the truth. That's what I feel with that one, because swords are
What'd you
thoughts and
say,
words,
Ally?
right? So it's like the truth. I feel like it's the truth, bringing in the truth, because the swords are thoughts and words. So it's like the true thoughts, words, speech, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that artistry is much more. It's different from the Rider-Waite. It looks more positive and inspiration. Nice.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, and the Three of Swords with those wings, right? So through the pain, that's why I sort of got healing rather than just pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the heart is definitely broken, and we've got what looks like could either be rain or tears, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm.
Nice
Lovely.
interpretation, Kaila.
Nice,
Thank
guys. Good. Okay. All right. So I think we've just about done everything that we wanted to do today. So we'll be back in a couple of weeks, and let's see what's happened in a couple of weeks. That'll be really interesting, because I think our next session we'll be talking about going into the dragon year. So it's a really interesting time. I think we've got Pluto going into Aquarius this week, and then we've got the dragon year starting. It's the wood dragon in the Chinese lunar calendar. So that's starting on the 10th of February. So I think on our next session we'll be talking about the Lunar New Year and what that will bring. And people have been saying that a dragon energy is really needed for 2024. We're coming out of the year of the rabbit, which is kind of like a Hyde sort of thing, and the dragon is like the dragon just says, I'm standing here and I am, so don't fuck with me, basically. So very, very different to the rabbit energy, I feel. So I think that's going to be very interesting what we pull on that. All right, anybody got anything else to say? Anything interesting to comment upon? Any other questions we've got before we depart?
Are we coming back on the 30th? Is that what we had on our schedule? That's 2 weeks.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So
Well,
let's
January's
see
gone by
what's happened
fast.
in the world. Hey, say again, Bob.
January's going by so fast.
Oh my God, it's just flying, right?
Yeah.
It's just flying. I think this year is just going to go. And of course, February is always very short, so it's going to be Easter before we know it. It's going to be crazy. I feel crazy.
Yeah, I read
Okay,
something
guys. So,
today. January,
mm,
I read something today. January is like a big Monday. The month of January is like a big Monday.
just waiting for it to end. Um, guys, if you like what you've seen today, please like, share, and subscribe this video. It really helps us kind of build our platform. And there's always going to be a song from Barb at the end because she's got an amazing voice and she's lovely. And we want some loveliness to end our
Oh,
session.
you want me to sing something?
Yeah, of course,
What
always.
What about the song from before? The heat is on. The heat is on. The heat is up, but the heat isn't on for everybody. But it was raining today, so I'm feeling a little melancholic, you know. So I'll be. And how's your weather,
on
Allie?
the darker. What? Sorry.
Is it cold where you are?
No, I'm just, well, it's not really cold, but it's a little bit chilly. I'm just trying to get my snow queen on because I'm jealous of you guys having snow. So, you know, I'm just, I'm
Well,
pretending it's snowing.
it's raining outside, so I'm thinking something like raindrops keep falling on my head, and just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. So the raindrops are falling on my head. They keep falling, and they keep falling.
I think that could. That could be the song for 2024, you know, even though raindrops are falling on your head, it's all good.
Yeah, just like the song says, just do you some talking to the sun and tell him you don't like the way he's getting things done. He'll turn around.
Thank you, ladies. It's been a pleasure as always, and we'll see everybody here in 2 weeks. And
All right.
sending you love. All right, guys.
Bye.
See you later.